Mr. You can see it there, hybrid technology. Hybrid technology. Now, and it's a peer-to-peer system because it is from one person to another person. No middleman. Are you getting it? Inside this hybrid, we have the aggregate contract pool where our funds domicile. Our funds are domiciled in the public shades, the ERC20, the BEP20, and the ERC20. Number two, I told you about collateral proof that anyone that wants to borrow funds must bring 50% of the equity that you want to collect. Number three, contract loan. For you to get any fund, they have to sign in. And then with this, no one can take 1 cent out of the system without the approval of this multi-signature. That is for the borrowers. Then they are technology anyway, they are not human beings. Now the fourth one that I mentioned was the liquidation time proof. That is, Fintoch discovered that if they ask somebody to be paying the 2%, there is every tendency that someone might not want to my default. And for that not to happen, so what Fintoch did was to create a liquidation time that once it is time for the borrower to pay the 2%, the system goes there and pick the 2%. And once it is time for the borrower to return the fund, the system goes there and liquidates it. So no story at all, no story at all. Then the last one is what they call zero knowledge proof with automatic stop loss. Maybe I will need to share something with you before I go on. Let me share something with you. Let me just go to, can you all see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Are you all seeing my screen?
Yes.
Yes. I am on Binance. I am on Binance now. I want to go to Binance and put in Fintoch. I want to show you something. I'm on Binance now. You and I know that Binance have been very, very conscious. They don't talk about programs. But Binance talk about Fintoch because of this technology, not because of any other thing, but because of this technology. I want to show you something here. Just follow me. Now look at there's a place here, the data did not okay. Sorry, let me check the second. Hey, please mute your mic, please. Sorry, I just want come and see something. I want to show you something. I want this thing to come up. Now, here they were talking about they are trying to look at different systems that are doing the same thing, staking and doing all sorts of things. Drawback. Now here, please mute your mic. Let me mute the mic of that fellow.
Please mute everybody so that we can listen. I don't know why people are behaving this way.
I am muting them. Okay, sorry, please. Now, I'm trying to show you something where they were looking at some drawbacks. Everybody look at this. You can check it yourself. You are looking at some drawbacks. Now, here, Binance said borrowers may default on their loans. Binance agreed that borrowers may default on their loan, resulting in the loss of lent cryptocurrency. The cryptocurrency that have been lent to them, there can be a default and it will lead to loss of it. So they found that Mr. Kingsley had put in place that has been lent to Mr. Taiwo can be lost if what Fintoch put in place is not put in place in other places. Now look at what Binance says. Binance said Fintoch provides an automatic stop loss function which guarantee and enable user to stop losses before the principal is eroded, so there is no risk of loss. This is not Fintoch talking on Binance. This is Binance talking on their own organization. Look at it again. They say interest rate can be fluctuate with market, talking about other organizations. But they now said 4%. Now, let me leave this place and go back. Let me leave. And let's go back. I think you have seen what I was trying to bring forward. So they brought in what we call zero knowledge proof, which is a smart contract that, okay, at any point in time that anyone borrows fund and take it from Fintoch premises to the decentralized exchange where you want to go and use it to trade, then this zero knowledge proof, I always call it monitoring spirit, we follow that fellow to that place. You and I know that Fintoch is not the owner of PancakeSwap. PancakeSwap is one of the biggest exchange, is the biggest decentralized exchange, doing over $22 billion per day. Now, we have the Uniswap, which is on Ethereum protocol. We have the SunSwap on the Tron protocol. All these are not owned by Fintoch, but these are the places you can take the loan that you collect from Fintoch to go and trade if you are a trader. You know, I've told you that we are two sets of people. Some of us are investors. Some people are traders who come to Fintoch to borrow money. I don't borrow money. I'm just an investor. Are you getting it? But for the investor, you cannot take the fund from Fintoch to centralized app. The centralized exchange are being controlled by the owner of that exchange. But the decentralized are not being controlled by anybody. It's being controlled by the entire world. So it is easy for Fintoch technology to monitor on that place. They cannot exercise their right and their authority on centralized. So that is when you are taking the fund to that place, their system monitors you there. That zero knowledge proof monitors you there. But that zero knowledge proof also have an axe, a cutlass in its hand. And that cutlass is automatic stop loss. That at any point in time that Mr. Taiwo is losing in the market, don't forget that the money that Mr. Taiwo is holding belongs to Mr. Kingsley, who brought the $5,000. And Fintoch has assured Mr. Kingsley that he cannot lose his fund. Now Mr. Taiwo is losing in the market. So at any point in time that he loses up to 35%, the cutlass in the zero knowledge proof will cut off the trade. Please, please, I cannot be muting you. Mute yourself. So it will automatically cut it off, because if it doesn't cut it off and the capital gets eroded, then Mr. Kingsley's money is gone. So once he cuts it off at 35%, the remaining 65% will be returned to the system. Now, out of this that is returned to the system, then 50% was given to him by the system, taken away, because that 50% belongs to Mr. Kingsley. And then the normal 2% that you ought to pay on that 10%, I mean, $1, liquidation proof, we come and remove it. And the rest fund will be given to Mr. Tai. Will say, Mr. Tai, thank you. The other day you made 200%. I saw you and I recorded it. Now that you have lost, I've taken what belongs to us. You take your money. If you need extra, if you need more money, what you have left, and we give you equivalent it to add to it. We cannot give extra. so that you can back maybe this time. Hello, sorry. That network is bad. Let me just continue here, and then I've moved from MTN to Etisalat, from Etisalat to Spectranet. I'm very sorry. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
sorry, if I'm not sharing the screen, just follow me. I will make it swear. Now, it was this technology they created that made them to, after they have proved it themselves, they have to call the whole world. They have to call the whole world to come and look at the technology that they have created. And that technology is called hybrid. So they are 22. This organization now created what we call hackathon. They created what we call hackathon. They launched it in Los Angeles. And you and I know that Los Angeles is the ICT hub in US. So there they invited who is who in ICT, they invited who is who in blockchain, they invited who is who in all this in blockchain, in hacking and all the rest. For 10 solid days, they presented the technology to them and for them to prove it. And one of the things that they did during that time was to tell them that even if hackers can hack the system, they will give them $1 million. And it was a super success. Honestly speaking, that was when Fintoch became a household name, because people that were present at that hackathon, they have to begin to blow the entire system. They have to blow the entire system. On the 18th of February, we got to have contact with someone in US who was in that hackathon, and he said after something was blown, do you know what this man did? He brought out $2 million and then empowered his team and began to blow. Now, so that Fintoch was not at the initial stage presenting the program. They were presenting the technology, and even up to today, that's why they moved from one country to the other to present the technology that they have. In fact, if you have seen what is coming up on their blockchain that will be launched in July, the blockchain is several times faster and more accurate, more with everything than even Ethereum and Solana. So that was how they did the hackathon. And I forgot to tell you that Fintoch is working on 512 servers. I have been online since 2008. I've not seen more than 2-3 servers. That a company is having 2-3 servers. But Fintoch is operating on 512 servers. 512. Now, at the beginning of this year, they have a target of by December this year, they will be up to 10 million people. So by 2025, we'll have reached like 100 million people, and then they can go into NASDAQ. But today, you know what we have? We are over 52 million subscribers. Now, how do we make money on Fintoch? I think that is what some of us want to hear. How do I make money? I have said it, Fintoch is like Uber. What they two are getting is commission. If you look at the business model very well, now it is the borrowers that are paying both the lenders and Fintoch. I've told you that the borrowers will pay 2% on daily basis for 7 days. After 7 days, it will be liquidated, and then you can reapply again under a few minutes. It is already done. You can go on again and again. So from the 2% that the borrower pays, 1% goes to Fintoch and 1% goes to the lenders. Some of us are the lenders. We bring in our fund and we get 1%. Is that clear? So you can see that Fintoch is not into minting, they are not into forex, they are not into arbitrage, they are not into both, they are not into whatever you want to call it. They are not trading with our money. Our money is only from us to the borrowers, and the borrower pay. But what Fintoch has done is to have created the system to be seamless, number one. Number two, to be very secure, 100% secure, that no borrower can take a dime out of the system. Very secure. And you could hear that from even Binance. I don't want to take our time. I will have taken us to Forbes. I will have taken you to Yahoo Finance, and you hear what all those organizations says about the security in place that Fintoch, the security Fintoch are put in place, and the hybrid itself. So now, beyond 1% that you are getting from Fintoch, Fintoch now say, okay, if you can leave your fund, just like in the normal traditional banking, if your funds is with them for some time and they have access to use it to borrow people, they give you something at the end of the month. But if you are the type that you put in the money today, tomorrow you go there to go and collect, at the end, they will not give you anything. They will even deduct from your money. God bless Nigerian banks. So, but in Fintoch, once you can withdraw as low as $1, and the minimum you can put into the system is $100, and in the multiple of hundreds. So you can do 100, 200, 300, 400, 1,000, like that. Let's assume you put in 100 today. By this time tomorrow, once it has matched with any borrower, by this time tomorrow, you will understand that statement. Once it has matched, once a borrower has taken it, by this time tomorrow, you will get $1. And Fintoch say you can withdraw as low as $1. But if you now refuse to withdraw that $1 and you allow it to stay in the system for another 24 hours, what will happen is that profit will now begin to compound by 1.5%. Hear me, I didn't say your capital, I say your profit will begin to compound. So you will still be earning your 1% while your profit will be compounding again. What you have to do, if you go down to profit, there is a place there that shows how the compounding is done. You will see it, how it has been compounding on daily basis. So your $1 adding to another $1, $2, that $2 will be compounded with 1.5%. That one adding to another $1 like that. See when and that's the way it goes. So you know that if you are earning 1% every day for 30 days, that will give you just 30%. But in Fintoch, you will earn 37.5% in 30 days. And give or take, within 63 days, you will have gotten 100%. Under the investment income, you will be seeing 630, but in your cumulative, you will see 1,000. It is because of the compounding on your profit. It is because of the compounding on your profit. So that's 1.5% compounding that you are getting, because you need to ask that question. Where is that one coming from? Is it the borrower that are paying that? No, it is Fintoch that is paying us from their own 1%. I will still show you something. Then number two, is that from the way I have explained that your money is not with Fintoch, and you can turn back at any time and say, no, I want to withdraw my capital. Because if your capital is not much, you can just say, okay, I'm no longer interested, let me remove my capital. And you can remove it instantly. But that shows that it will be very, very difficult, if not impossible, for Fintoch to pay referral bonus. If they are paying referral bonus, they have given somebody 10%, another fellow 5%, another, and you say you want to collect your 100%, from where will they get that? So, and you are getting your capital back in Fintoch 100% at any time. So, Fintoch don't pay referral bonus. But what Fintoch pay is what we call rebate. What does it mean? If you invite somebody to join Fintoch, whatever that fellow earn as 1% per day, you earn 15% of that. If you have invited Mr. A and Mr. A put in $1,000, 1% of $1,000 on daily basis for Mr. A is $10. You will be earning 15% of $10. And if Mr. A invites Mr. B, now that Mr. B will be your second level. You are entitled to 10% of whatever Mr. B is earning per day. So that rebate too is from Fintoch 1%. Lastly, here is what we call management bonus. Management bonus. Fintoch, like, as it were in all organizations now, there is things of networking and the MLM. Now, Fintoch also want to reward as many that are promoting their system. So as many that are promoting. So if you are the one that you are building a team, Fintoch reward you. I've always been telling people, if you are into any investment, there are two things that works, and those two things are M's. Two is either you have enough money. If you don't want to tell anybody that I have only come to this world myself, I don't want to tell to anybody. Put in good money so that you can earn good money. But if you put in $100 and you are earning $1 every day, you will have finished the whole fund before everything will finish. But if you put in good fund, like you put in $10,000, you'll be making good money, $100 per day. That's fantastic. You don't need to talk to anybody. But if you are like me, that you say you have many friends and then they have joined you to do some things that didn't work in time past, let me also tell them, and they join you. That is the second M, mouth. It's either you have money or you have mouth. So now you put in your 100 or 200 or 500, and then you can tell friends, and the friend can tell their friends. Fintoch say they will reward you for doing that. And once you have 50,000 cumulative in your team, and you two, you are bringing 5 people, directly register 5 people under you, you become general manager. You become general manager. And as a general manager, you earn 20% of the 1% Fintoch is earning on your team. How do I mean? If you have cumulative of $50,000, 1% of $50,000 that Fintoch will earn is $500, and you are entitled to 20% of it. But the good news is this: Fintoch rewards us awesomely. They are not taking us for a ride. So they believe that your 50,000 will not remain 50,000 all the day. Not getting it. So if your 50,000 by tomorrow, the cumulative has risen to $60,000, Fintoch will earn $1 on 60,000, which is 600, and then you earn 20% of that. So your general manager bonus keep on growing on daily basis. For those of you that are on my team, you've always been seeing me saying my daily salary increases. I know somebody that is a GM that he has been earning over $200. In fact, today he earned $228. So then the next one is vice president. Fintoch says, from that 5 that you have under you, if you like have millions under you, just produce 2 GM. Whether they are directly under you or they are not directly under you, Fintoch doesn't care. Just produce 2 GM from 2 different legs with total cumulative investment of $150,000, and you will become vice president. And as a vice president, the least you can earn per day is $150. $150. You know, one of the benefits of DeFi is that it is transparent. And if you look at Fintoch, you see that 100% transparency. Now, the next one is called Senior Vice President. Senior Vice President. Can I tell you something, everybody here? Once you become Senior Vice President, you don't do juju money. Ego mbute. Ogwego. You don't do juju money. Now, how do you become Senior Vice President? Just produce 2 Vice Presidents from your generation. Just produce 2 Vice Presidents. Your total cumulative investment in your team, once it is up to $500,000, you have become Vice President. I mean, Senior Vice President. And as a Senior Vice President, bad. If it is bad at all, you will go with $600 per day. You see the reason why I say you don't do juju money? You know how much $600 in Nigerian currency? In Ghana, in Uganda, even in US, it is not small money. That you just wake up every day and you see $600. And for some of us, it is far more than $1,000. Okay, now the next one is Executive Director, ED. Fintoch says produce 2 Senior Vice Presidents from 2 legs with total cumulative of $2 million. And then you become ED. And you work home every day, minimum at all, $1,500. $1,500. And the last one is MD. Can I tell you the reason why we are doing this back-to-back Zoom on daily basis is because we want at least 500 of us within these 90 days to have become general manager. And at least by the time that we'll be saying 90 days, at least 10 people should be MD. 10 people should be MD. If you are going to be one of those MD, can I see in the chat box? Just put 1 in the chat box. That in this, by the time this 90 days challenge will be over, you will have become MD. Let me see it in the chat box. I want to see it in the chat. The number is more than 10. Oh. Eh? But don't worry, you will meet me in front. Oh. Okay. Now, once you become MD, I tell you, level don't change you. Level, Baba God don't have for you. Because if you don't make any money at all per day, it will be $10,000. Now to wake up every day like this, you don't see any money, you see $10,000. See, one of my team member from Ghana was in Dubai, and he took a video with the lady that is earning $100,000 per day. Can you imagine $100,000 per day? I don't know what he can do for you. $100,000 per day. So that is the way Fintoch operates. Let me summarize it. In Fintoch, we only earn money through the 2% that the borrower pays on daily basis. 1% comes to us, 1% goes to Fintoch. Now, from the 1% that goes to Fintoch also compensates us by giving us 1.5% compounding on our profit if you allow your profit to stay in the system. But for some of us that always withdraw our this thing, once you have removed it about 3 times, you will discover that the compounding will not come again. Then, if you refer people, which you don't need to, if you refer people, whatever that fellow is earning per day, you have access to 15% of it. And for the second level, you get 10%. Fintoch also pay from their 1%. And then the last one is the management bonuses. The GM get 20% of the 1% of whatsoever Fintoch is earning in your team. The VP gets 30% of whatever Fintoch is earning in your team, then the ED gets 40% of whatsoever 1% that Fintoch is getting in your total team, and then 60%. And when you get to the level of MD to it, and then they have seen your participation, you become a partner, and then you earn more. So that is Fintoch for us. That's Fintoch for us. The business model is just like Uber, where they get commissions. So I see this type of business model running for a very long time. Now, before you ask me, let me just answer this question by preempting your mind. Balo, what is the sustainability of this company? I know you want to ask that question. Let me answer it before I allow you to ask questions. Now, to me and for me, I have seen that, number one, since Fintoch is not collecting, our fund is not with Fintoch, there is no reason why they will be covetous to say, okay, let us close this company. You know, most of these centralized systems, once they have seen the money, they have never bargained that they will see in their life. Some of them always have targets anyway. But once they have seen that kind of money, they can close shop. But here, our fund is not with them. So that one gives us, number one, assurance. Number two, the decentralization. For those of you that were on the practical call, I show you how you can, and I even did a video, how you can move from Fintoch to Trust Wallet to Token Pocket to MetaMask. Will Fintoch go and withdraw your fund that is on Trust Wallet? No. And then lastly is that Fintoch is also getting commission. And what they are getting is commensurate, is really, really commensurate. As at this time, we have 52 point something million subscribers. Let's assume that the whole 52 million subscribers put in $100. That will be $5.2 billion. 2% of that $100, no, over one, that should be 900, that's 1,000 million. That is 1 billion now. Abi, how much is that? Now, whatever that amount is, Fintoch is having 1% of it, while the rest goes to all of us, the 52%, the are going to earn is the same thing that Fintoch is earning. The only thing here is just that from that, they now pay the management bonuses, the rebate, and then the 1.5% compounding on the profit, not on the capital. With that, they might not be paying more than, let's say, 200 million. They still have far more than 400, 500 million. And I'm just using $100. I know some of us that have more than $20,000. I know of someone that put in $100,000. So you can see that they are making money, and that's why they go up and down to showcase the technology to people. Thank you very much. You can ask your question.
Okay. That was a wonderful presentation as usual. You are doing well. Thank you very much for always being there for us. You put cumulative total income. Does it comprise both our profit and the invested capital?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Where you have the cumulative there is inclusive of your investment income. Your investment income is only recording your 1% for you.
Okay.
So that cumulative, if you don't have anybody under you, you will discover that that cumulative is higher than that investment income. That is where you see the 1.5% compounding. So in that cumulative, that's where you will see the 1.5 cumulative, compounding. That's where you will see your 1% that you are earning. If you have team, that's where you have your team bonuses, the 15% and the 10%. And then if you have grown to become leaders like GM, TP, that's where you see that one too.
Okay.
But one thing that Fintoch has done is that once you click on it, it will now separate all of them for you on daily basis to show you what you earn on each of them on daily basis.
Okay. Okay. The one that I'm sorry to ask this again. Let me ask
you need to know. That's why you are here.
Okay, because I would say we are still learning to really understand this business. So after 7 days,
don't worry, within these 90 days, you will become guru.
Amen. I pray so. After 7 days, does one have to reinvest or you just leave it to keep running? Does one have to withdraw to reinvest after the 7 days?
You don't need to reinvest. You don't need to reinvest.
Okay.
You don't need to reinvest.
Okay, I thought I had made a mistake of not investing after 7 days.
Practical now. I will have no, the system does that by itself.
Okay,
you see,
that's
one
great.
of the things about anything from America is that they are always conscious of what the people can do, because someone can just wake up anytime and say, why will you lock our form for the next 60 days? So there is this privilege that every investment within the system run for 7 days. Now, if you don't switch up the recap button, which is the auto investment button, then by itself, once it is 7 days, the system will automatically go on for another 7 days for you.
Okay, that's great.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
But if you cast it out, like some people, somebody came to my office today and he said, yeah, she has 1 million naira and then she needed the money for just 2 weeks. So I said, okay, put it in. Once you put it in, for the first 7 days, don't do anything. Once it starts the second 7 days, switch off the recast button. So by the time the second 7 days is landing, your capital will come down. You can pull it out.
Yes.
So you don't need to do anything if it is not towards your 63 days. The only reason why we do that once it is getting to 63 days is because if you allow it every day, once you have made 100%, it will no longer compound your profit for you.
Okay.
Let me give you an instance. If you put in $1,000, are you getting it?
Yes.
If you put in $1,000 in 63 days, what we have will be $630.
Yeah.
But because of $1,000, are you getting?
Yes.
So if your own has reached 63 days and you already get a $1,000 profit, but you didn't bring it down to reinvest it again, the next 63 days, it will not give you $1,000. It will only give you $630, and it will continue like that to be giving you 1%. So you will now come back and say Balo is lying, because Balo told you that if you put in $1,000 and you can roll it for 6 times, that is 1 year,
maybe 6 months,
that $1,000 will have $64,000. But now you are not getting $64,000. You can't get $64,000 like that, because every 2 months, what you'll be getting instead of 100% is you'll be getting 63%. Is that clear?
Okay.
So you don't need to pull it down at 7 days. Just watch it. Once getting towards the last 7 days of the there is a place when we go into practical, you see there is a place where in your lending When you click on it, it will show you how many times it has done.
Okay.
That's 7 days. So once it gets to the 9 times, you can go and switch up the recast button.
Now,
I think you get
9
it now.
times means 63 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
9 times 6, 9 times 7 will mean 63.
Okay. It's all right. Now, thank you very much. Now, wow,
So
congratulations. So this guy,
in the practical class,
yeah.
hello,
Yeah,
ma. In the practical class, you can remind me, so
okay.
I will take you through all those ones again.
Okay, that'll be fine.
Sorry,
Congratulations.
Pastor
So
Balo.
that guy,
Sorry,
so
Pastor.
that guy that showed that guy that's
When
in
is the
Dubai
practical
that
class
showcased that
coming up,
woman.
please?
So that guy is under you, the guy that showcased that woman. Congratulations. So you're doing well. Hello.
God bless you, ma.
Okay. Now,
Yes,
those
please,
yes, please. I just want to
Please.
get it clear. These trips that
Mama,
they
let
do.
us ask you or also ask question. I
sorry,
only
please,
knew
Mr.
about
Adesina,
many.
let her finish. Let her finish, please.
Okay, thank you. This trip that they do, is it company sponsored or individual sponsored? This trip that they do all over
Which one?
Malaysia, Dubai, the trips that
No.
Fintoch.
No, it's not company sponsor. So
Okay.
this company is very, very But when you get to what we were told, I have not seen it because the crowd is becoming big. From SVP, now, they said they will support you. Sometimes, are you getting it?
Yes,
So
yes.
for everyone from GM that went there, they are the one who take care of their accommodations for those days. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
But for your flight and whatsoever, once you get to the level of SVP.
Of course, the money is there now. The money is there. There's no way one will not go. The money is there, so there won't be any problem. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
And another thing about Fintoch is that they believe that for you from that SVP, you should be able to be doing some things too.
Yes, exactly.
Like the one we want to do in Nigeria here for this month. It is not from the company, it is from us.
Okay.
The SVPs.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Adesina, you can unmute yourself.
You can go ahead. Yes. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody.
God bless you,
Firstly,
sir.
I want to appreciate you for the kind of energy and strength you put into to educate us.
God bless
I want
you,
to say God bless you, sir, and everybody on this call tonight. Question is this: I understand every other part of a Fintoch, but this is my concern, and I'll be very happy if you can throw more lights for me tonight. Now, my question is: now I put in $1,000, and a borrower has already borrowed the money already, and God forbid, we want to log in, we cannot log in again. How can I recover my money that has been in hand of a borrower?
Okay. Don't forget, I told you about what we call liquidation time proof. Are you getting it?
Yes.
The liquidation time proof recovers the fund every time. Are you getting it?
Okay.
So at the end of the 7 days, a permanent recovery without it going back. Okay. So it is just like what we call the wiper. You know the wiper on your car. It comes, it goes. So once it is not being used, it comes to wherever it needs to be. So tomorrow, because the man is using it for 7 days, it goes back. Are you getting it? Now, that's why they created that technology. Okay. Now, if in our practical class on Saturday, I will now take you through the practical way of, let's assume that you want to log in, it does not log in again. Fintoch has taught us that, okay, if anything happens and then you want to log in and then there is no more Fintoch, this is what you should do. Go to any of go to MetaMask or Trust Wallet or whatsoever to go and collect your fund back. So I will take us through that practical on Saturday.
I'll be glad to be part.
Some of us have practicalized it and we have seen it.
Is it still going to be 8 o'clock on Saturday, please?
Yes, okay, 8 o'clock. Is that clear, Mr. Said?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Atabo.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sorry, my first question is what if you want top up?
I've taken our time tonight. Sorry.
Can I go on?
Go on.
Okay, my question is that what if you want to top up, maybe you activate as $100 and maybe after, let's say 5 days, you want to top up maybe like $50. So what will you do about that?
You cannot top up $50. What you can do in Fintoch should be in the multiple of $100. You can top up at any time. The only thing is just that even if you have just done a lending now and you just see another money and you are coming back, it is not going to add to that one. It will create another one on top of it. Are you getting it? So you can have multiple accounts on the same place. But that you have done 100 and you are bringing another 100 that it will now add to that one to become 200. No, it will create another column on top. It will be running, but it will be telling you that, okay, what you are earning per day is now $2 because of 200. But everyone is running individually on the same spot. But you cannot do $50. You can only do multiple of 100.
Okay. And secondly, you promised us last time
class, you can
on that practical class that you're going to do a video of those that how to link on the.
I have shown it several times.
Yes, you've shown it, but the problem is that when you want to link it, they will tell you that it's already a banned with another account or whatever. So, and you said you
you should go and watch that video. I have shown it that if you have account already, what you do first is that because that account already have 12 phrases, what you do is that you carry the 12 phrases to go and import it on either Trust Wallet, MetaMask, or whatsoever you are taking it to.
Okay.
Hello, are you getting it? Yes. The account that is already running on Fintoch already have 12 phrases. One of the features of decentralized wallet is those mnemonic phrases, the security phrases. Are you getting it? Now that one is already having 12 phrases, what you need to do is to carry the 12 phrases and import it on Token Pocket Trust Wallet. Once you have imported it, are you getting it? You can now go to the browser and click on and type dap.fintoch.com. So you can now begin to run that account on that place. But the one that you have not created, are you getting it? The one you have not created, when you want to create that one, once